Somewhere in Britain, a parent is finishing the school run, the dinner, the homework, and the bills, alone. The same job two people usually share, and it comes with a bill most people never see. Raising a child to 18 costs a couple around £250,000. Raising the same child alone costs £40,000 more. £290,000. Same child, same school shoes, same food, same winters. One income instead of two. That figure comes from the Child Poverty Action Group, and at first it sounds backwards. Surely one parent spends less than two, but the costs of a child are not really halved by having a partner. They are shared. The rent does not fall because one adult left. The heating does not care how many people pay for it. And the hours a partner would have covered for free, the school runs, the sick days, the evenings, now have to be bought or taken out of working hours. And that parent has more company than it feels like at the kitchen table. 3.2 million families in the UK are headed by a single parent. 2 million of them are raising dependent children right now. That is 3.3 million children, around 1 in 6 families in this country. Most are mothers. A growing share, about 1 in 6, are fathers. This is not an unusual story. It is one of the most ordinary family structures in Britain, and the numbers around it are quietly brutal. Start with work. Because the assumption underneath most conversations about single parents is that the problem is not working enough. 66% of single parents are in employment, a record high. It has held steady for 5 years, so the work is happening. The question is what the work actually covers. The Child Poverty Action Group did that arithmetic too. A single parent with 3 children working full-time on the minimum wage covers 51% of what their family needs. Not 51% of a comfortable life, 51% of the basics. Move them up to the median wage, the middle of all UK earners still full-time, and they cover 60%. Full-time work, an average wage, and the family is still 40% short of the basics. Careful budgeting can soften a gap like that. It cannot close it. The month is short before it begins. Part of the reason is childcare. A full-time nursery place for a child under 2 in England costs an average of £238.95 a week. The new funded childcare hours have cut costs sharply, and that matters. But the support has edges. Miss the eligibility rules because your hours are too few, or your contract too irregular, and the same part-time place costs £105 a week more. And the parents most likely to fall outside the rules are the ones holding flexible, insecure, part-time work, which is exactly the kind of work that fits around raising children alone. The help is real. It is just thinnest where the need is greatest. So if work covers half, something has to cover the rest. That is meant to be the safety net, and the safety net has holes in it. As of February 2025, 115,000 households in Britain had their benefits capped. A ceiling on support, however high the rent, however many the children. 69% of those capped households are single-parent families. 84% have children. The cap is often described as an incentive to work more hours, but a parent alone cannot simply add an evening shift. There is no one else to hold the baby. And then there is the money that is supposed to come from the other parent, child maintenance. For families using the Child Maintenance Services Collect and Pay system, in the most recent quarter, barely half of paying parents paid more than 90% of what they owed. Since the service began in 2012, £772.9 million of maintenance has simply gone unpaid. This is not a point about villains. It is a point about budgets. Because the parent raising the children plans the month around that money. When it does not arrive, the gap does not politely wait. It lands on the food shop. It lands on the gas meter. It lands on a credit card. So where does all of this go? It goes where you would expect. 43% of children in single-parent families are growing up in poverty. In couple families, it is 26%. 29% of single-parent households are in fuel poverty, double the rate of couple households. 36% have no savings at all. Not small savings, none. 13% used a food bank in the last year. For couple households, it is 3%. And then it becomes debt. Single parents make up around 1 in 14 UK families. At Step Change, the UK's largest debt charity, they are more than 1 in 4 of everyone who walks through the door. Nearly 4 times their share of UK families. That is not 4 times the carelessness. That is what it looks like when a group of people is asked, every month, to cover a gap that their income was never going to close. In the last episode, we followed a single mum carrying £17,000 of debt. One person. One story. This is that story at national scale. When even a full-time wage can leave the basics out of reach, when the support is capped, when the maintenance does not arrive, borrowing is not a character flaw. It is the only variable left. So strip the moral story out of it. Same child, same costs. Half the adults, a safety net that leaks. The output of that equation is pressure, and the pressure is structural. It would find almost anyone standing in the same place. The numbers in this episode are the measurable part. They do not capture the rest. Being the only one awake at 3 in the morning, making every decision alone, carrying the weight of 2 people and being told to manage money like it is a skills problem. That exhaustion is part of the cost too. It just never appears in a spreadsheet. If you are raising children alone, none of these numbers say failure. They say the maths was never designed for one. And there is one organisation built specifically for this. Gingerbread is the UK charity for single-parent families. Their advice is free and confidential, online and by phone, and it covers the things in this episode. Benefits, child maintenance, money. Many people contact them just to find out what they are actually entitled to. That is not a dramatic step. It is one phone call or one quiet evening on a website. But it is the move that turns a gap you absorb alone into a gap with names and numbers on it. If this episode put words to something you live with, this channel exists for that. You can subscribe for more calm, documentary-style stories about money, debt, and modern life in the UK.